By paycheck to paycheck.
Citizens for Citizens has seen an increase in phone volume and foot traffic as the first electric bills of the winter have come in.
People thought they caught a break with the oil prices being low right now. Okay, so what they're saving in oil, now they're paying in an increased electric bill because you actually need your electricity to generate your heat. So the boiler is not going to turn on unless you have electric.
But why the increase? Much of it has to do with the way we generate electricity in New England. John Howitt is a senior policy analyst at the National Consumer Law Center.
We are increasingly reliant on natural gas for our electric generation mix. In the past, we had a broader mix of other fuels, other fossil fuels, as well as natural gas to supply electric generators. And now, with some of the big power plants going offline, a nuclear plant, a couple of oil and coal-fired generation plants, we are increasingly reliant on natural gas in the region.
In the winter, demand for natural gas goes up and supply is constrained. There is not enough pipeline capacity to meet the increased demand, thus higher prices. Last winter, National Grid charged customers about 16 cents per kilowatt hour. This winter, it will be 24 cents. Marcy Reed is president of National Grid in Massachusetts, the largest electric utility in the state. She says they buy electricity and pass it on to customers at the same rate.
It's hard to explain to people that 70% of the bill I'm handing you isn't something I'm controlling. I'm buying some energy, I'm giving it to you at the same price. It's sad for me that people like to hate their utility. On the other hand, I understand why they do it. They open their bill, it says National Grid at the top, it's twice as much as it was last night, and they want to yell at somebody.
Reed says the solution ultimately rests in the development of new infrastructure, specifically new natural gas pipelines into the region and new power transmission lines from the hydroelectric facilities in Canada.
We have to have a grown-up conversation around infrastructure investment in New England. We have state lines that are close together. This is a regional approach, absolutely. We need to talk about, are we going to have pipelines? Yes, we need to. Are we going to have long-haul transmission to Canadian Hydro? Yes, we need to. And we can't keep talking about it. We just need to get on with it.
She also advocates more renewable energy and energy efficiency to ease the overall demand. John Howitt of the National Consumer Law Center agrees and says the utility companies themselves are not to blame.
What we really lack right now is a good planning process, I think. We need to be able to put all the potential resources on the table, look at the cost of those resources, look at the environmental impact of all those resources, and find the optimal solution in both the short and the longer term.
We haven't done a good job as an industry talking to our customers and educating our customers about their bills. What we try to talk to them about are applying energy efficiency measures, conserving what you use, advocating for infrastructure investment with your local congressman. You know, there are a variety of things that we're going to have to do.
Little of which will help Noreen Gardella or any of the customers who will see their electric bills soar this winter. And groups like Citizens for Citizens are already appealing for aid from the state to help offset the crunch for low and fixed income customers.
People haven't seen the worst of these bills yet. The pain is going to get worse, I'm afraid, before it gets better.
And you heard a lot of advocacy for additional infrastructure in New England, but there certainly are environmental groups and citizens groups that are opposed to new pipelines and new power lines.
But yet, is there any sense of how long these higher costs are going to linger?
Well, a report commissioned actually by the state recently found that this will last, the winter spike in electric rates, for at least the next 4 to 5 years until some aspect of this, whether it's the infrastructure or the resources, are addressed.
So we need to prepare for those higher bills. Still ahead, $1's worth of electricity for 66 cents.
And next, whom do we thank for falling gas prices?